Hey, it's your boy Dre off the top here. Before we get started, just a quick note. We understand everyone out there has been loyal Fine Time listeners, and we've kept the subscription at a nice $0.00 this entire time. But, in these times, we're going to have to raise the price to $0.00. I hope you understand. This is really hard on us. We don't want to charge anyone any more than they have to, but I'm afraid this is the way it has to be. If you want to cancel, we totally understand. That's your choice. But if you stay at your current price of $0.00, you will be grandfathered in to that price so long as you don't cancel. So keep your subscription at that price if you want to. And starting on November 1st, we will raise it to $0.00. Thank you for listening. Let's start the show.
Step into video game land. Welcome to Fine Time.
Hello, party people. It's your boy, Dre. And it is my boy, Steve.
Does anyone else's pockets feel lighter, or is it just me?
And it's my boy, Kevin.
Actually, I need some clarity on I don't want to give too much of a window to how we run the show. But if people cancel at $0.00, do you think we should give them an opportunity to have a reduced price of $0.00 for 3 months before reverting back to $0.00 after that?
That's tough.
I know, because we're it's coming right out of our pocket, but it also might incentivize people to be like, I'm really saving my $0.00 for the next 3 months. And they probably stick around. They're going to forget to cancel after 3 months. People are dumb.
Exactly, because it's such a good price, Steve, and it's not really, much is coming out of their account,
It's worth a shot.
Yeah, kind of like those things. Oh, you know how Hulu or whoever begs you, hey, don't cancel. We'll discount it to this or something. Maybe we can bring that down to $0.00. Hey, don't cancel. We'll give you this.
People do need to understand, though. We need to start generating a bit more income for the hair product that you guys use, which clearly costs $0.00.
For fucking sure. Hey, I use hair product on my face. I got hair in my face. How about that? He has hair in his face.
Somehow I don't think that bothers Kevin very much.
Because he also has hair on his face.
What product do you use on your face?
Oh, all sorts of stuff. Beard balm. Yeah, beard soap.
Dang. What do you guys' beard smell like?
Currently it's like one of those very 90s manly man cologne kind of smelling bars. So it's like one of them.
Oh, that's got to get you laid as fuck.
Like old school Old Spice, from the 80s or 90s or whatever, like that kind of shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Ladies love it.
Mm-hmm. Late every night, Steve.
I just usually grab what's on sale on Amazon. Maybe I need to be more discerning with my share of the $0.00 per month.
Yeah, man, we can afford more with this price hike we're giving everybody, Okay, Steve, something happened the other day. I want to say a game came out, but it's more like something happened, I feel like. And that thing that happened is a little thing called Fire Emblem Shadows.
Well, guys, I was over here being prepared, oh man, I'm going to queue up all these spoopy games, one after the other, and I'm going to be fucking ready. I was going to come out the game with Stubbs the Zombie. It's going to be great. Well, I'm not doing that anymore. Maybe he can come back for a double game SmackDown. I don't know, mostly because it sucked anyway.
We do have two more big deals this month. I mean, you can do it.
I know, but I already have one that I want to talk about a lot more, and we'll see.
Okay.
Anyway, this came out, and honestly, it's spoopy adjacent. if you squint a little bit.
So this happened, and he's the reason why I'm interested in this is because in our Fine Time chat, he started telling us all sorts of stuff about it, and I'm like, bro, I have no idea. Like, you're gonna have to explain this to me on the air like I'm 5 years old. You have to. I have a lot of questions about whatever the surprise Fire Emblem mobile game is.
Yeah, the game's only a week old, but we had some sort of warning, and by some sort of warning, remember a while back when they told investors, yeah, guys, we still got some mobile games coming. Well, here's one of them mobile games. And then, so here we go, literally shadow dropping Fire Emblem Shadows. And, you know, we all saw the trailer, sort of, where they were doing some sort of PvE situation where
PvEVP.
Sort of, where the unwashed went, oh, so it's Fire Emblem Among Us somehow.
What?
But you know me. I see the Fire Emblems. I will make the Fire Emblem downloads, and I will tell you what's really going the fuck on. So we get a tutorial of the game, and it's kind of funky. I mean, there's a real ass story. I mean, I feel like they try a little harder than they do in its sister game, Fire Emblem Heroes. I mean, it's still a mobile game, so, you know, there's only so much you're really going to do with a free game. We're following Prince Kurt and his retainers escape from Asta, fallen kingdom of beastmen, something we've had before in Fire Emblem. This isn't the first day, but, you know, here everybody's a beastman. You're a beastman, and you're a beastman, and everyone's got horns or ears or a tail or something.
Ike is a beast man, right? Or is that different?
He lives beastman adjacent.
Okay.
He is not one himself.
Okay.
And he's got to rebuild.
I'm sorry, that just creates so many more questions than answers. Does it?
Does it though?
Ask away.
I can't articulate my questions. I just need you to elaborate on Beastman adjacent, I think.
It was an allegory for racism. Like, I'm human and you're not. Well, are we really though? You know, and then it's like, who are the real monsters and bad people? And that's
like the ghouls from Fallout or something, or like
kinda, yeah.
Okay.
I really can't go into how all of that works in a totally different game discussion right now.
Are you sure?
I really can't.
Okay.
No, someday,
Okay.
not here.
All right.
But it's a fairly simple game. We're escaping the you know, oh my God, you all threw me off already. We're getting attacked.
He's blaming us for this, Kevin, for our questions. We didn't do a goddamn thing.
He started saying shit like Beastman adjacent. What do you expect, Steven?
I know, right?
It's because I made him say the word racism on the air.
Yeah, okay. We got to play the game, and it's kind of weird. Everybody moves and fights automatically. It's weird. You drag special moves to, you know, spots on the grid. They cool down between uses, and you win fights against shadow monsters. Ooh, scary. But a few practice maps in, you do get to the real meat of it. The werewolf part of the game. Yes, I'm going to be a real snob and insist we use references to an older, better game, where one unit is actively fighting against you, well, actively, passively fighting against you, and you need to figure out who in between rooms. It's a little weird because you only get one shot at this. No matter how you all vote, the imposter gets revealed in some manner of beastly demon form, hence everyone being a beastman, like, oh no, it's a giant wolf, or a giant cow, or a giant something, like, oh man, I got
giant cow.
A giant raven. Okay. I fucking get it. And you need to take them on along with some more shadow monsters. Or if you are the imposter, you have to take out the light side, obviously. The tutorial's weird as fuck, and they didn't show it to you through, oh no, I was dreaming, how terrible. But which is to say, it all makes a lot more sense when you're actually playing the game.
So is this like a asymmetrical multiplayer thing, like a Friday the 13th or Evolve or something like that?
Yeah, but not as complex.
Okay.
Games don't last any more than 5 minutes tops, so because you're playing on your phone or your tablet,
right,
we gotta keep the shit moving. I mean, good news for anybody that's curious: you don't need friends in real life to play Fire Emblem Shadows for real. Thank God, because guys, I don't have friends in real life. That's why I haven't played Among Us yet.
You think I played Among Us? I don't know who the fuck. I mean,
I know,
like,
that's why everyone keeps making these comparisons, because they're like, I have friends. I don't know what werewolf is.
Okay. these fancy people with their fucking friends.
Well, I'm old. That's why I know what werewolf is. But, you play these maps into skirmishes. That's what you get points and form a rapport to move the storylines along, and you mostly recruit others through the matches and getting their soul essences, or whatever the game feels like calling them, which is to say, there's no gotcha. You just play the game and you get stuff. You can buy a season pass. I treated myself to a season pass, and for one character, I'll get into that in a second, but you do the skirmishes, you read the story whenever you feel like it. It's pretty neat, but I was misled. I mentioned on top that these were all OC Beastmen Do Not Steal on the top, and playing the tutorial, I thought it was very brave that we were doing a new mobile title that was just Fire Emblem, but with original characters. But no, the premium banner has Lynn, from as seen in Smash Brothers, that everyone else would know.
Scares the shit out of me. Anus clenching fear when Lynn is on the stage. Good God.
But because everyone is Beastman adjacent, she's doing her best Uma Musume impression, which I'm sure Super Ghost will enjoy. And alongside that, you could get Dimitri from Three Houses as a lion.
I don't think I understand we are a niche show, and like a lot of people who listen to us are very well, quote unquote, read about video games. I think most people do not know about the Horse Girl game. I think that is like too underground. I don't think you could just say Uma Musume.
I feel like the ads are everywhere, that once you just said Horse Girl game, everyone got it.
Okay. But like, I wish you would have said Horse Girl game, because like it took me a second to even be like, okay, what the? Oh yeah, it actually has a name, because everyone calls it the Horse Girl game.
So yeah, we got her Horse Girl game.
Wow, he's gonna ignore me, Kevin. He doesn't even fucking care. He does not care.
I'm trying to move it along.
He's still talking about horse girls.
Jesus Christ! Fine, okay, fine. Keep talking.
Because that's not even not dumb. They're trying their best. Because we got Dimitri from Three Houses, and he's a lion. You get it? Because he's part of the Blue Lion House in Three Houses. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, I get it. Definitely played that game.
Well, you played Three Hopes. I thought you might have got it from there.
Well, you have to pick a house in that game, and I don't think I picked that one. So,
well, you run into everyone else eventually, Andre. But
okay, sorry, God, I was too busy killing people.
I'm just saying, did the furries download this yet?
I mean, I hope so.
But that's the thing. I'm not sure people really understand how to play this game, despite the tutorial. Because I just think the idea of a game where you're expected to keep a secret is just beyond some people. Because a long time ago, back when I had in real life friends, a friend brought Ultimate Werewolf to a party, and after going over the rules briefly, the game was ruined very quickly by other people in the room just keeping asking, so if I have this card, this means I'm the werewolf?
Oh my God.
And that's most of the people I played with online so far. And they just keep outing themselves over and over, and it's like you have, if you're on the dark side, you have two moves that you can hide that don't show where they came from, but if one person fell down and the other person's throwing moves, I wonder who the imposter is. I fucking wonder.
Maybe there needs to be some sort of splash screen like, you are the werewolf. Stay hidden.
There is.
There is?
Yes.
Then why?
There's like a good 5-10 second screen that goes, you're on the light, fight all the enemies, or you're in the shadow, stealthily fight the light. Like, it's very clear who you are right before each thing.
Okay. How many players are in a match?
There's 3 humans.
Okay.
Again, they're trying to make these things go fairly quickly. And again, I've lost very few. I'm starting to suspect different times of day there might be bots, like if I'm playing in the morning, just trying to get some dailies in. Okay, I fought against Butch a few times. You're probably a bot. But then there's the real, okay, you obviously came up with these usernames, and you're not playing very well either. So, and that's despite me upgrading my shit not very much fairly early on. I mean, there's perks you get for, deducing imposters or evading detection or just, fighting well in that first segment. So I really don't understand why. I'm starting to think people are doing it on purpose. It makes me worry about the game's longevity. I don't know. I'd really like this to keep going, but I just don't know.
It's kind of a chance thing. I mean, the fact that they just kind of stealth released it and didn't really hype it up kind of signals to me that they're just like, okay, we're just going to put this out. Whatever happens, happens, with little to no promotion, which it doesn't really need any initial promotion because it's fucking Fire Emblem. So, I mean, I don't really think you need to say anything, but I don't know.
So that kind of leads to my big question. Is there a reason for this to be branded as a Fire Emblem game other than just like just to have some name recognition attached to it?
Yeah, it's guys on a grid. That's Fire Emblem, right? I mean, other than that, no, I can't. Like I said, it was all original guys other than the two they stapled onto the battle pass. So
what are about the other Fire Emblem accoutrements? Is there like Fire Emblem music that's spoopy now or something? Or like spoopy remixes?
Some of the chimes are still in there, the level up things, and the theme's not there, or it might have been there briefly. I don't recall it very long. The weapon triangle's there. We all love a weapon triangle in Fire Emblem Town, but it doesn't come up that much because everyone fights automatically anyway. That's one thing I would like if we could just adjust parameters at the very least, but of what everyone does, but even on the fly. But there's nothing for that, at least yet.
Everyone fights. I don't know. My old ass just thinks like everyone's just doing ease bump combat to each other or something. Just run into them.
It's marginally more complicated than that, but
okay. Hide glide ass bump combat.
I don't know. I like it. I'm still playing it on purpose, but I don't know how many legs this has if we're all going to just log in and go, oh, I don't know how to actually play this game.
Do they force you to play a tutorial before you get to play for real?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, it's answering all my stupid people trap questions. So yeah, the fact that like this keeps happening, it's weird.
The tutorial is the story, is the opening part of the story. So, and you do have to play it before it downloads the rest of the game. There's no escaping it.
How do you feel about the cutesy, like the chibi art style?
It's fine. It's the same one they use in Fire Emblem Heroes proper when you're actually on a map, except it's isometric.
Oh, because all I see is from those games is what you show me. It's like, hey, they're still not showing so-and-so's nipples or whatever, but here's our hot swimsuits.
Well, those are just the portraits. When you're in the game, it's still top down, but it's just them little tiny little chibi guys.
Okay.
No nipples.
No nipples.
No nipples. No nips allowed.
No nips allowed. Okay. This game is as strange as I thought it might be, but I think I have a better handle on what this is. Yeah, I mean, I kind of hope any of these games stick around. It sucks when something's just around for a couple years and then
I don't even think. Speaking of, I don't think Dr. Mario even made it a year.
It made it like 2, didn't it?
Did it?
Yeah, it made it like 2 years. I feel like Dragalia Lost lasted like what 3 years ish.
Maybe even more, but
yeah, I could have liked that game more if it didn't want me to play several hours a day every day.
It was a bit much.
It was a lot, man. I liked it, but I was like, I can't play as much as you guys want me to play.
Now go fight the golden slime. I don't know,
my
man.
God, dude. Yeah, after those first couple of events where it was like, I'm not even remotely close to the power level they want me to be to do this event, and this game just started. It's like, guys, what do you want me to do? I've been playing every day. Jesus. Anyway, yeah, thank you. Thank you for describing the Fire Emblem Shadows to us. The Fire Emblem Shadows mobile game.
I think we needed an explanation.
Another one?
Well, I didn't know the fuck was going on.
You need an additional explanation of the explanation?
Oh my God. Maybe you should just download it and play it. How about that? I think that'll explain to you. I'm sure you'll do better than these kids he's complaining about.
Yeah, I might.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about Marvel Rivals. Sorry, guys. And I'm going to involve you in this conversation, or try to involve you. Once again, I'm sorry, guys.
I'm just happy you've been in a relationship this long.
Yeah, it's been 9 months with Marvel Rivals, and I kind of just wanted to do a catch up real quick, tell everyone how I feel, because at the beginning of this year, and thank you if you're listening then, we did a Marvel Rivals entire episode, and the game was like only a month old by that point. And now it's, some years have gone on, and we're getting some years. And now some months have gone on.
We're already finishing each other's sentences.
I put myself in 2032 with Marvel Rivals. This conversation's from the future. No, it's been like 9 months, and I feel this is it. This is the Overwatch replacement I thought it was going to be, and that I've always wanted. It's perfect. It's not a perfect game. It's perfectly what I need. The characters they've been releasing are great. A new season just started. We're about to get to the midpoint where they're about to release Daredevil here in a couple weeks, I think. Season 2 or whatever, they released like the entire Fantastic Four, obviously movie tie-in type of shit. The skins have been incredible. I think I forced you guys to watch that little video there where I was Speedo, Skull Speedo Punisher on the beach there, with a water gun for a gun, Great stuff.
Are you spending money on this stuff, or is this just all unlockable?
So there's a fair amount of skins that are unlockable. There's also ones that are just straight up premium that you pay money for. I have paid for only like a couple skins. They are expensive. They are pretty expensive, but I think the monetization in this game is really good. If you just play enough, you'll be able to buy skins with the currency that you earn from the battle pass and stuff.
What is expensive for a skin? Like $6?
Oh no, baby. We're talking like $20.
Holy fuck for one skin.
Here's the thing, though. Overwatch 2 is the same price, if not more.
Oh my god.
Skins are out of fucking control, man.
That doesn't make it better.
Oh no, I'm not saying it's great. Here's what saved my ass, though. When this game first came out, that shit on PlayStation, like the PlayStation Stars program or whatever, you earn like whatever. I had a bunch of that shit because I don't even know what that program does. And so I was looking through the rewards one day. I could get like Marvel Rivals dollary dues with all my PlayStation stars, so I got like $150 worth of like Marvel Rivals bucks from just turning in all my shit, because I didn't know what else to buy with it, right? Because there was actual full games on the PlayStation Stars like Astrobot or like Silent Hill 2, and I was like, I already have those games. I'm not gonna spend stars on those. So yeah, I bought a bunch of stuff. So I got a bunch of skins in the game just doing that, so kind of quote unquote for free. But I also
don't think
paid
at
for
$20 a pop you got a bunch necessarily, though. You got a few.
I got some. Well, because like here's the thing, they also do bundles. Like there was this one that was like Adam Warlock and Scarlet Witch in like a kind of a Chinese New Year kind of bundle thing for like $26, right? So at that point we're talking like 13 a skin.
Smoking deal.
Look, man, I'm just telling you what shit costs out there, okay? Marvel Rivals is being competitive with that. Regardless, though, obviously, you don't have to do any of that stuff. That's optional. Like, you can get a lot of cool skins in this game by just playing the game. This is just stuff that is, like, if you want to pay for it, you can. Out of all my time of playing Overwatch 2, since it went free to play, and those skins were, like, expensive, I bought, like, 2 of them over the course of, like, 3 years I played that game. So I don't know. Is that a whole lot of money? I guess so. But you also just get a whole bunch from the Battle Pass. Point is, I've been really enjoying Marvel Rivals. They're not doing the thing that I hated in Overwatch, which is what got me to quit, was take away the fun. Character does cool stuff. Don't let him do cool stuff anymore. And you know what pissed me off about Overwatch doing that stuff? It's not that the stuff that they ever like nerfed was busted. It's not like the stuff that was like, oh, this is really breaking the game. Everyone's just doing this one move or using this one character and just like winning. That was never the case in Overwatch. It feels like the changes they made were just, it's like, why are you doing that to that character? That wasn't even that good, and now it's not fun anymore. The amount of characters they ruined for me in Overwatch doing that shit is numerous. Thankfully, that has not happened one time in Marvel Rivals so far. You know, their approach to balance has been superb. Absolutely, like, better than when Overwatch was at its best. It still needs more stages. I think we could use more maps to play on. I still want Mystery Heroes. That was my favorite thing in Overwatch. Mystery Heroes was a mode where, like, it chooses a character for you at random when you start the match. Every time you die, you get a different character. Every single time you die. It was great. I know that sounds like chaos, and it is, but, like, it was spectacular.
That also sounds like something that should just be in there.
Yeah. I can't believe that's not in Marvel Rivals. It really should be. I mean, they obviously can't call it Mystery Heroes. Well, I don't know. Maybe they can. I mean, they're superheroes. They're Marvel superheroes, right? They have the claim to that name, surely.
No, it sounds like a lawsuit waiting.
Yeah.
Is there, though?
I don't know, man. Activision Blizzard could be waiting to pounce on that fucking game. I mean, they'll lose, but that would be incredible if they tried, right? That would be a whole show, I think, for me, just talking about that shit while you guys are suffering. Anyway, so I'm really enjoying Marvel Rivals, but here's what I wanted to talk to you guys about. And look, I know you haven't played the game, but you've played games online before because you are living, breathing human beings. So I just want your take on this just from an outsider's perspective, because I don't know the answer to this myself. Okay? So in short, Marvel Rivals might have the most well-behaved online community I have ever seen in a video game. Ever. It's not like the game doesn't have assholes, because of course it does, because people online, but for the most part, I have encountered way more assholes in Destiny and way more in Overwatch or anything else I've ever played online, any fighting game where people rage quit or whatever. Marvel Rivals people seem to be incredibly well behaved. It's just insane. Like, there's a lot of things that used to happen in Overwatch where people would use their abilities to, like, fuck up their own team. Like, there's a character named Mei in Overwatch, and she has, like, an ice wall ability. What people would do to troll is, like, the match would start and the hatches would open, care of Starfox 64, and Mei would put her ice wall up so nobody could leave the spawn. She would, like, fuck her own team. The ice wall goes away eventually, but they would do it just to troll. Haha, you can't go anywhere. Guess who has a very similar ability in Marvel Rivals? Groot. He can build walls of tree roots and stuff. Not one time, I've been playing this game for 9 months, not one fucking time has anyone ever done that in this game. So whereas, like, in Overwatch, that would, if there was a Mei player, half the time be like, oh, here we fucking go. We're gonna start the match and someone's gonna fucking do that. It would happen all the time. Like I said, the behavior here is just unreal in a good way. You know, I could go into other examples of, like, people using abilities to fuck up their team, but I think you guys get the point. There's also just much less selfish play in general. There's a character in Overwatch named Lucio, and there was a phenomenon we dubbed Reddit Lucio, where they would do all these wall tricks and try to bump people off the map and do all these stupid tricks to, like, you know, put up a cool video on Reddit and, like, get a bunch of upvotes. There's called Reddit Lucio, LOL. Nobody plays like that. Nobody plays, like, super selfishly to be like, oh, they're just trying to get, like, play of the game or something like that. Marvel Rivals doesn't have play of the game. It has MVP. So it's not like, oh, if I do this cool thing, I'm going to be highlighted in front of everybody. The game doesn't have that. Something else Marvel Rivals does not have is crouching, which means that you can't teabag anybody, which is obviously the ultimate disrespect. You see it in Halo and Call of Duty or whatever, right? You can't do that in Marvel Rivals. Now, I don't know if the game doesn't have crouching just for that reason, but Overwatch, I mean, like, that would be weird, right? But, like, Overwatch, yeah, it would be weird, but Overwatch has crouching, but you don't really use it. It's not a thing you ever use. It just seems like a holdover from, like, Team Fortress 2 or whatever they were inspired by.
It's there for teabagging.
Yeah, it feels like it's almost there for teabagging, and people teabagged in Overwatch, trust me. You know, so, but Marvel Rivals doesn't have that problem because you can't crouch. And a lot of people fly, so like Storm or Iron Man or Human Torch or Ultron, they are all flyers, so you can't even fucking do that with them. Yeah, I mean, also, you would think that Marvel Rivals would have more assholes because it's free to play. And Overwatch 2 is free to play now, but that happened in 2022. For like the first 8 years of its life, it was a paid product. So people would pay for the pleasure to be an asshole online versus, Marvel Rivals. Any 12-year-old can download the game and be a dick, right? But that doesn't seem to be the case. So I don't know, man. I don't even know if you guys have an answer to. I mean, I'm posing this to you as like a proposition. Why is this the case? I can't imagine you would have an answer, but.
Well, it sounds like to some degree, maybe they've purposefully designed, a few things around that. At the same time, I think if you would have given me this scenario with no context and said, out of these 3 games, Call of Duty, Overwatch, Marvel Rivals, which would you expect to have the least toxic or abrasive fan base? I would have picked Marvel Rivals, I think, just because of the nature of the property. It doesn't seem like as much of it doesn't seem as much of a game that an arrogant 12-year-old would want to play to act like that. Whereas something like Call of Duty, something like Overwatch seems like it would organically draw that behavior a little bit more for, reasons I can't exactly describe. But I think my first go-to would be to say that I would assume Marvel Rivals would have a less toxic fan base, because that just seems like a game that you would go more so to play fun and not to fucking have an attitude.
Yeah.
Similar to Kevin's answer, it's not even a competitive game, but the friendliest online community I've ever seen is in Monster Hunter. And why is that? Why is that? We're all on the same team and we got to beat the shit out of that monster. If you're goofing around and trying to screw people over on purpose, well, we all failed. So it's a similar vein there, I think, even though it's a paid product and it's not competitive. Well, we're all trying to achieve the same goal there. I get what Kevin's saying.
Yeah, I'm thinking of other games of that type, like Helldivers 2 is a game that has friendly fire. So if you get in a random match, if someone wants to be an asshole and shoot everybody, they can. That has never happened to me while playing that game, ever. I mostly play with Vin and our mutual friends, but still, whenever we've gotten randos in our group, it's never happened. So, maybe just some online communities are like that, and maybe Marvel. You know what also it is, and maybe this is part of it? Marvel Rivals is actually fairly heavily moderated. So if someone's fucking off in a match or idling or jumping off the edge over and over and otherwise not playing the game, and I report them, every single time I'll get a message back in the game within 24 hours saying, "Hey, thanks for your report. We disciplined that person, blah blah blah." I have only gotten that message in Overwatch maybe 5 times in the 8 or so years that I played it. I've gotten that message already more times in 9 months in Marvel Rivals. So maybe that's it. Maybe people are kind of scared straight, oh, you'll actually get in trouble if you fuck around in this game. Might be part of it.
That's good.
Yeah, I like that. Because like I said, I've seen so many racist names or whatever on Overwatch or something, and I report them, nothing fucking gets done. Right? Anytime I see that name on Marvel Rivals, within 2 hours they're on it. Their name has changed. So again, yeah, maybe if you actually moderate stuff, Blizzard, shit wouldn't happen in your game, huh? Anyway, thanks for indulging me on that. Yeah, I'm loving Marvel Rivals. Hopefully another, many years to come.
All right. Rather than a well thought out assessment or critique of a video game, I would like to take a moment and just bless you with my pointless meandering thoughts for a minute here.
Okay. On what?
I don't know if I've ever talked about the original Final Fantasy game, but when I was a kid, we had that on Nintendo, and that was a special game. We had the cupboard in the coffee table, and all of the games and manuals and shit went in that cupboard, except for Final Fantasy, when my dad would like take that out from the cupboard above the stove where the kids couldn't reach it, and he would take it out and get the map out and sit there and play. And then when he was done, he would pack it all back in the box, nice and neat and organized, and it would go back above the stove where like stupid little kids couldn't fuck up his save or get their greasy little booger pickers on it. The only time I ever got to play this around this time until I was older and he was done with it was you had to buy items individually in this game. You couldn't say, I want to buy 20 cures at a time. You'd be like, shop, list of items, click here. Do you want to buy this? Like, it was like a fucking process to stock up on healing items. So he'd be like, all right, you can sit and play this game for a minute. Like, sit in front of the TV and just press A repeatedly for 3 to 4 minutes. And then don't fucking touch anything else. So anyways, this all goes to say, I think because of this experience, I've always had this game like really built up in my mind. And I know we hate this word on this show. I have a great amount of nostalgia for the original Final Fantasy. And then periodically throughout the years, I've been, I get like a little bit of an itch. I'm like, I'm going to try playing Final Fantasy. And as much as I like the music and I have nostalgia for that game, it is a fucking slog to play. I find it to be quite a slog to play. And it can get, it gets grindy. It gets like fucking cheap. There are things in that game that just like specifically do not work how they are supposed to work.
Mm-hmm. The programming's busted.
Yeah, I've never finished that game. I always like in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to sit down and I'm actually going to like finish this game because I remember it was like an experience watching my dad play through that, like, in winter mornings, like over months. And I never have. So recently I was like, I'm going to try Final Fantasy 1 on the Final Fantasy Dawn of Souls collection on Game Boy Advance. Just because I know that is supposed to be like famously much easier and just a lot more streamlined. And I thought I think that's the experience I want. I'm still going to get what and I do like graphically, musically, obviously it looks a lot different, but I'm still like getting what I want out of that.
For the record, these are the only versions of Final Fantasy and Final Fantasy 2 I have ever played as Dawn of Souls. So I've definitely played through these. Yeah.
I have tried the PSP version of Final Fantasy 1. Like, this is quite a number of years ago. And it's definitely more streamlined than the original, but I would say Dawn of Souls is like much more streamlined than that. Mm-hmm. I was amazed actually when I started playing this. So usually the point when I'm playing this on original Nintendo, when I get stalled out, is at the Marsh Cave, which is not that far into the game, but that's the first time the game is like, I'm going to be kind of fucking shitty and frustrating. And, that's when it starts to feel like a bit of a slog to me because it's, you if you don't like stock up on the right items, you can fucking have all your guys turn to stone and you just can get fucked very easily. Mm-hmm. And so I was amazed playing the Dawn of Souls version. For the first few hours, I'm like, man, I'm fucking ripping through this and I'm really enjoying it. Like, this is just such a cool experience. Like, I'm hitting these things I remember as a kid, getting this as I want it. But it's just not, I don't like need the satisfaction of being like, I fucking did that on original Nintendo. However, I got to a point probably maybe like 6 or 7 hours in-ish. And I'm probably, I would assume like maybe not quite half through the game, but a fair ways through the game for only playing that long. And then it kind of hit me and I wasn't really having fun anymore. And for like kind of the opposite reason. Now I don't feel like I'm a person that gets like agitated by random battles, but all of a sudden I'm like, man, some of these dungeons, like I can't walk for more than like 8 seconds at a time and I'm in a battle and there is like
8 seconds. That's a luxury.
But it just there's no reason for these battles. I don't need to like I'm like already significantly like overpowered without grinding at all, just from like playing the game and like getting the items at the shops with money I'm like organically getting. And the random battles in that game were it just felt like way too much. And if I like had a reason to like participate in those battles, I would be there for it. But then even just to say I want to like flee from all of these battles, that takes a significant amount of time too.
You may as well just fight them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you may as well just fight them. But like at a certain point, I was like, I just want to play the fucking game. I'm like totally fine with doing these battles. I just don't want it to like not feel good by it,
Hey, Kevin. That's the game.
Yeah, you beat me to it. That is the game. That is literally it.
And Kevin, don't turn on Final Fantasy 2.
That's okay. I'm not.
Especially
I'm not
titular Dawn of Sorrows.
I'm not going down that path.
I like the Final Fantasy 2 plus a little in thing at the end. I like that shit. I'm a sicko that way though. I'm RPG sicko. You guys know that. So
yeah, I don't know. I had a weird realization with this. Unfortunately, I don't think this is a great game as much as I like love the art and the music and like the memories I have with it. I feel like what they really would need to do to like make this a enjoyable experience with like semi modern day sensibilities for somebody like me. If you want to just sit there and like mindlessly do these battles over and over and over, that's great. But I feel like they can't just like make it easier. The whole like system needs to be rebalanced and not necessarily less random battles, but just like foundationally rebalance with how the leveling works, like how often the battles are, what the equipment, everything. I think it's really hard with like the original structure of that game, to find a medium where I would be like, I'm actually like really getting what I want out of this. And I'm not necessarily thinking, okay, I'm not going to go back to this anymore. It's just, I don't know how to like get what I want out of it. Maybe. Does that make sense?
I don't think you're going to get it out of any Final Fantasy before like 4 or something. And even then, maybe not. Like, that's just not something you're going to play. That's something I'm going to play, which is like, but I sit there and play, the Game Boy Saga trilogy or, like I just don't think you're built for that shit. Not everyone is. It's not for the faint of heart. You have to be ready to play that many battles. You just have to.
But I just like, is there not a part, do you think, where you would be like, I want to be doing this, but I want to have a reason to do it?
That is my reason. If a battle system is fun enough or it's simple enough where it's like I get that kind of pleasure out of it, I won't get tired of it.
Kevin, I played this game. Well, I played the NES version too, but I played this version of the game on my DS in 2005. You know where I played that then? Think real carefully.
On the school bus.
Yeah. And you know what you have a lot of time to do on the school bus? A lot of fucking random battles. So,
It's not, it's not like a time thing though. And it's not a like, it's just, I want to like feel like I have that incentive to do that. I think if I was playing this and I felt like I was like building up and like getting further, or, like building up my characters and like doing something that was semi meaningful, but I'm just like so over leveled that not even, I'm over leveled for like the vast majority of the enemies that I'm running into. And that's making it.
But that's why the toughness of those old games is very key. Those old games need to be hard because they give you that incentive to be like, okay, every battle matters here. I need every piece of gold and every experience point I can possibly muster to get through this. That's why those games are so hard. And I think if you take that away, I'm not saying I didn't have fun with Dawn of Souls, because I did. And I didn't mean to say earlier, like I've never played another version of Final Fantasy, because I have. I just haven't beat them to completion like I have Dawn of Souls. But I know the difference. And, obviously I played tons of other RPGs from that era, so I know how that shit goes, and I can extrapolate that, like, yeah, that is the game. I think if you remove that, you don't really have Final Fantasy, or Final Fantasy 2 for that matter. It's just what it is.
Yeah, maybe I'm just like always the grass is greener on the other side, because now I'm like wishing that I had more of like the NES version to like give me that fucking salt a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what, Kevin. I'm sitting on the Pixel remaster set over there. Someday I'll log in there and I'll tell you what's going on. How's that?
Maybe that's I don't know, like, balance wise what they did with that one.
By the way, never play Grimstone on UFO 50. You will not have a good time.
It's not for me.
I need to get back into there.
Yeah, don't be playing that. That won't do you any good.
Okay.
All right, I think we should take a break, and then we will be right back with Oreo Reese's BRB.
You're coasting with Fine Time.
All right, we're back. It is time to eat food into the microphone. Last big deal, we found the Reese's Oreos. Kind of a mixed reception from us, Steve. I thought they were mostly just Reese's cups with a few crunchy things in there. It was definitely not Oreo forward to me. What did you think?
They were fine, but I wasn't going to buy any more.
Yeah. But this week, we have the Oreo Reese's. We have the other product, which is the Oreo cookies with the Reese's filling in the cookie. And, you know, I feel good about these. I'm going to call it right now. I think these are going to be really good.
Yeah. I don't want to oversell it, but I'm kind of hoping this is the best thing we've tried on this segment.
I don't know. Selena Gomez ones were pretty good.
No, but it's selling me right on the package. It's like the only other thing other than Oreo cream I would ever want in an Oreo, and it's right here.
That's
All
right.
I have to do is fucking open it.
You are weird about the Oreos. We were talking about this last time. Because I'm not saying I go for like different Oreos all the time, but I do like the lemon ones. I like the golden ones too, and the Selena Gomez ones were good too. But yeah, I'm expecting good things out of this. Okay, you want to open it? Let's get this on the road.
Let's open it.
They smell good.
They definitely, yeah.
Okay, this is gonna be good.
There's definitely a whiff of both things in here.
Yeah, this smells like an Oreo and Reese's. Okay, want to go for it? Okay, let's try.
Let's go. This is somehow better than I thought it would be.
This is great.
Phenomenal.
Wow.
No notes. Okay, some notes. I mean, this is exactly what it said it was going to be. I don't know what else I would.
You know why it's good? You know why it's good? Let me tell you why. Because to me, this tastes like Reese's Pieces. And you know that's what I like. I like those way better than a Reese's cup. I don't dislike a Reese's cup, but Reese's Pieces are really my thing. This tastes like a Reese's Pieces Oreo. Man, fuck the rest of the show. I just want to...
This is such horse shit.
For everyone at home, I only got two of the 4 packs that you can get at 7-Eleven. I want a full package of this now.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe 2.
If I see the big, full Oreo package of this, I'm getting this. This shit's so good. Kevin, you got to get these when they get up there.
Yeah, well, you know what? Here's the problem. Late, I got Reese's Oreos. I don't have any fucking Oreo Reese's.
Well,
but I bought these and I haven't tried them yet. And even though you guys did this last time, you guys are going to shut up and I'm going to eat one and you're going to listen to what I think about it.
Okay, fine. Go ahead.
I'm tired of being left out.
Okay, fine. Go ahead.
Jesus. Doesn't even smell at first. Jeez.
I think
I did smell. I fucking took a big old fat whiff.
What do you think?
It's like it tastes good, but I don't know that it's. Yeah, I think I'm where you guys were. I think that the cream should have been a little. The top white part should have been a little bit more Oreo creamy.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's just white chocolate, basically, which
You know
is
what?
like not.
I think I like this better than a standard Reese, though. Actually,
Blasphemy.
Man, I'm gonna eat the
I'm
rest of
sorry,
this pack.
I didn't want to intrude on your guys' segment, but I've just been feeling so goddamn left out.
You're allowed. You're
time.
allowed. Usually, I would yell at you for this, but you know what? I'll yell at you later. I won't yell at you on the air. How about that?
I don't know. These are just too good. This shouldn't even be allowed.
Is this the best? You know what? I'm okay. This is better than the Selena Gomez ones. They are. This is the best Oreo I've ever had.
I thought it was insinuated, but I'm not going to call it on just 3 of these, but this is the best thing we've had on the show, I think.
I don't know. To be honest, I thought those Shack gummies were like really good.
Well, I didn't get to have those until later.
Well, now who's jealous?
Well, based on what I had later on, not me in particular, but
I thought those were really good, but
They were pretty fucking good.
Yeah, these are better.
the blue ones dragged it down, but
See, I like the flavor of blue in just about anything. Blue is my favorite flavor and my favorite color. Yeah, these are phenomenal, folks.
what are you doing?
The Oreo Reese's, yeah. If you can find these in your area, in your store, in your wherever, we were not sponsored for this. We are not cool enough. I wish we could be food influencers, but we are not. We are just laymen who went to the store and found these. You can find them too. I hope you can anyway, unless you live in Canada, apparently. Man, that was good. I don't even want to talk about the state of play now. Can I just go to the store and get more Oreos? Shit.
The real state of play is trying to figure out where to get a whole package of Reese's Oreos.
I think my store has them up front. That's the reason why I kept forgetting to buy them, because like they put them up front. You know how like the stores do that stuff? It's like, hey, here is the pork on sale or whatever. Like right when you walk in, there's like the meat. I always forget about that stuff. Do they do that in Canada, Kevin? Do they put like stuff up front? Like, okay, yeah. Like it's fucking, it's like, I always forget about this because I don't even have a cart yet. You know, it's like, okay.
I don't know if you guys here, like every Walmart, this is a thing with Walmart. They put rotisserie chickens like right when you first walk in the door. But after you get the carts are like an entry. Do you guys do the rotisserie chickens at the door?
We don't have them at the door. No, we have them like in our Walmarts, they're very close to the door because the deli's like right in front. So you don't have to go far, but they're not like right when you like walk in.
Okay. Yeah. So like it's because it's like famous as like the loss leader because they sell them for like $7. So people will go to Walmart just because they want the cheap rotisserie chickens. And then they spend $200 on shit.
It is funny that they put them up front. I don't know why ours don't do that. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's just our district doesn't do that. I'm not sure that's a thing here in Walmart or any grocery store that I've been to that sells rotisserie chicken. That's always like deli, you know. But okay, yeah, state of play. What were we talking about? Yeah, video games. This wasn't like a great state of play. It was good. It wasn't like the fucking gangbusters one from like early this summer, right? But it was good. I think there's a few things to discuss here.
I think it was always going to be unfair to expect super greatness after that last one.
Yeah, because that one was just like, that shit was, oh, man. But this was okay. We finally got our first look at Saros, the new Housemarque game. And folks, it looks just like Returnal 2, which is fine. I feel like this is what this company does. They find something and they keep refining that thing over time. Now this thing is like Returnal, which is fine. If they keep making games like this, I'm okay with it. Returnal was great, and I think this might probably be greater.
I don't think it just looks like Returnal 2, Andre. I think it is Returnal 2, because the guy was talking about the lady from the first game. And the big problem with that is I didn't finish Returnal 1 yet.
Me either.
And, Kevin was over here the other week talking about how, Silk Song and how maybe that's not the game for people to jump into. And now I'm getting second thoughts like, maybe Sorrows isn't the game I should be jumping into without finishing the first game. I don't know. Maybe I will one day. Maybe tonight's the night where I just magically jump off and do the miracle run in Returnal. Probably not, but
It's I don't know. The fact that they were very showcasing that in Sorrows you have a shield. I think they're trying to signal everybody, hey, we're gonna cut you a break here, Kevin.
Is this a safe space for me to share an embarrassing secret?
Uh-oh, not really, but tell us anyway.
I thought for a split second that this was a Lord of the Rings game at the very start.
What? Why would you think that?
I don't know. It had a real Mordor vibe at the setting at the start. Real Mordor vibe. I don't know. It did. See, this is why I asked if it was a safe space. Shut the fuck up.
you all gave me shit for thinking a game was Chrono Trigger in passing while scrolling. But you're watching a real-ass presentation, and you thought a sci-fi game was Lord of the Rings.
I said for a split goddamn second, Steven. I didn't say I sat there for the entire state of play being like, damn, that Lord of the Rings game looks pretty fucking off the wall.
And we gave you shit about Chrono Trigger because you're mad copium/opium about that shit.
Hey, they're doing a concert. Something's coming, goddammit.
Okay, it's just gonna be, here is the Steam version from 10 years ago on Switch 2. That's all they're gonna do, but
I'll take it, damn it.
Okay.
And you're all gonna listen to me play it.
and even though it's regularly $8 on Steam, you're gonna pay $50 for a Switch 2 cartridge is what you're gonna do. A game key card.
Yeah, probably.
Oh my god, what a fucking sucker. No wonder they keep getting away with this. Microsoft Flight Simulator scandalized Kevin somehow. I don't know.
I can't exactly define why, but I feel like this felt like more of a nail in the coffin moment than seeing Gears or Forza on PlayStation. Like, Microsoft Flight Simulator seems like such a core Xbox PC thing. I don't know. That was kind of a fucking weird one.
Kevin, I will defend you here. I know I just made fun of you a second ago, but I 1000% get it for you here. Because when I was a kid, this was the game for people with even less lives than us game. You played this shit on your computer. You got yourself a flight stick. You read that manual cover to cover. You took all of the way too fucking seriously. Putting it on Xbox was already the end of an era, but now it's just going to be something else on the PlayStation 5. I get it.
It is weird now that you put it that way. But yeah, I do. I'm glad you remember that era of this was the PC-ass PC game, right? So
there's this one guy I knew, his similar to Kevin's dad with the Final Fantasy in the cover. There was this one guy whose dad who took it way too seriously, and he had this big ass flight stick, and he wore a freaking pilot's cap while playing. He was way too fucking into it.
Whoa,
that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's really far. I've never dressed up for a video game before. That's going real far with it. I like that.
I'm just saying, people were into this thing, and now it's going to be on PlayStation 5 for everybody. All the normies. No one dresses up to fly anymore.
No one wants to work anymore. People are really complaining about the look of this Deus Ex remastered game. They seem to be upset with his art direction, and look, I don't play these games. I've seen the side-by-sides. I understand what they're talking about, but I don't know, man. I don't think this is the disaster people say it is. Again, who the fuck am I? I don't play these, but still.
I don't play these either, but where I'm hung up with is Aspire. They're like flipping a coin on whether something's going to be good or not.
Yeah.
If we saw our friends Night Dive on the box, okay, we're okay. This is going to be good. But Aspire, I don't know, you guys.
You're right. It's not a name that instills confidence right away.
But guys, after that, they showed off Halloween.
You're into that shit?
I like a nice asymmetrical online hootenanny. I played Friday the 13th I missed out on Predator, but I played Friday the 13th from the same developer. But that's kind of the problem with all these games. They're these very bespoke games, and you need other people on the other sides to play with. And if you miss the window after these come out when everyone wants to play them, well, it sucks to be you.
Am I wrong to think that Dead by Daylight is like this kind of game too, or is that something else?
I have never played it.
Damn. I feel like it also might be like this.
I'm really just, it's coming out next fall, so I'm kind of hoping maybe in that time they'll come out at Games Fest and be like, and it's coming day one to Royale with cheese, and that would solve all of those little problems at once. But we'll fucking see.
Well, Sonic Racing Crosswords has fucking Mega Man in it now. Are you guys excited? Because I'm not. I'm way over this already, but wow, Mega Man.
This is a better use of Mega Man than Funko Fusion, but you know what I like to say. Literally anything besides Mega Man 12 with these people.
Yeah, we're not getting that shit.
I gotta tell you guys about a quick anecdote.
Ooh.
The other day, my son Matthew, he's 11. Out of the blue, he's like, have you heard about the new Sonic racing game? It's got like SpongeBob and Minecraft and Pac-Man, and he said it enthusiastically like that.
Oh, man.
So I'm just letting you guys know there is obviously a market for this, even if it's not us.
Of course, yeah.
I know we're not saying there isn't an audience. We're just saying it's definitely not us.
Yeah, it ain't me. But no, I get why. I mean, that's why they're doing it. Because if I were that age and I saw all these things in the same game, I would think that's cool too, right? So I'm just old and grumpy now, so I don't, I'm mad about it.
I'm sure he was excited enough that I have a feeling when this is on sale someday, this will probably hit our household.
You mean Thanksgiving? American Thanksgiving?
Yeah,
Black Friday, yeah. Do you guys do Black Friday sales up there, or just?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right.
On the same day that you guys do them too.
Okay, cool. All right, interesting. Yeah. Okay, guys, obviously the big winner here for me was Dynasty Warriors 3 Complete Edition Remastered. Holy shit. I did not see that coming. Did you guys like that? Did you see like the shitty ass like PS2 footage, and then they show like the new graphics? Yeah, I loved it, man. How far we come.
That was a pretty slick way to show that. Actually, I did like that too.
Well, yeah, because it's like I think there's a lot of people think if you played one Dynasty, you played them all, right? Or one Warriors game. So it's like to see like from back in the day how it looked versus how they look now, is pretty sweet. This is obviously using the Dynasty Warriors Origins engine. Oh, the producer came out with a very direct statement yesterday saying, hey, if you don't buy this, there's not going to be any more. So you better buy this. Like I'm barely paraphrasing. Like it was very directly like there's not going to be another one. We don't have any current plans for any more remasters if this doesn't sell. So
Andre's going to be buying like 15 of these to give out at Christmas this year.
If me buying a Switch 2 version along with the PS5 version I'm obviously getting could guarantee that there will be like a Dynasty Warriors 5 remastered or something like that, yes, I'll do it. I'll double dip or triple dip.
You email that guy and let him know that.
Okay.
He'll even turn on the Switch 2 version for a few seconds.
Yeah, I'll even play it. just so it goes in their telemetry of like, ooh, a new person is playing this, right? Yeah. Y'all getting Final Fantasy Tactics, Kevin? You want to get fucked up by this game? I think it just, as of this recording, it just came out like today, right?
It came out the other day. Mine copy's coming in the mail tomorrow, but I got plans to do things on the air that I don't have time to play this right now. I'm going to come on and play this eventually, I promise.
All right.
Yeah, I wanted to play this too, especially after my recent success with Tactics Advance. But I don't know. I'm still working on Silk Song and Kirby, and I want to play Galaxy 2 when it comes out. Is that tomorrow or the next day?
Yeah, isn't that shit like? I think that's like tomorrow or tonight. I guess now that Nintendo releases stuff on Thursday. We're recording this on a Wednesday evening, so yeah, like in a few hours here. I think
I've kind of got the Galaxy 2 bug right now, so.
I'm itching for it. I think I should definitely get that.
Even if I wanted it, I just have to let it slide.
I guess they're making a sequel to Let It Die, which is something I played 10 years ago on PS4.
I wasn't too impressed with the trailer because all I wrote here for Inside Baseball people was, I know I wanted to let it die.
But they showed what I presume is an indie game called Chronoscript: The Endless End. It was very kind of like, almost kind of looked like Braid without the like rewinding and shit, without like the VCR controls a little bit. It looked Jonathan Blow-ish, didn't it?
Kind of. You know what it kind of reminded me of? Like the like hieroglyph type art on Tears of the Kingdom when they're like talking about like the history of like what happened. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Kind of had that feeling too.
It looked very neat, but the last time I got excited about this whole, oh, you're a character that's flipping through pages of a book, we had Plucky Squire. So
you're putting the Plucky fucking Squire on this new game for no particular reason. Also, that game wasn't that bad.
I'm not saying it was that bad, but I am saying that I pre-sucked the dick of that game in advance, and it didn't necessarily deserve it. So I'm just saying, when Chronoscript: The Endless End, which is the dumbest subtitle for a game I've ever seen in this year, arrives, whenever that is, then we'll look at it. I don't need to go, yeah, whoa, Chronoscript from now.
Okay, we'll suck dick later on the air for this game. We all did. We all gobbled that shit down.
I hope this gets a demo because I thought that art style was super intriguing, but the gameplay looked like it might feel like stilted and cumbersome. It was hard for me to get a sense what this would actually feel like. So yeah, I feel like this is a good candidate for a demo.
They showed the October PlayStation Plus games, which is not something I usually do on one of these because we know already. But like, yeah, some heavy hitters. Alan Wake 2, that's a great get. Really, really good stuff on there. The Last of Us 2 is coming to Game Catalog. Wow, everybody. Can't wait.
Yeah, I'm more about finally getting into them Alan Wakes when I have a minute.
Wakes? You're going to play them both?
I mean, wouldn't you if you'd ever did before? They're both on there now.
Yeah, I guess so. Very, very cool games. They both have their issues in completely different ways, but they're obviously Alan Wake 2 is something I mean, we did a whole episode about it on the show. So yeah, it's something I really enjoy. Then they ended with Wolverine. Fucking finally we see like real gameplay of this game for the first time. And guys, I was not expecting it to be rated R. That's great. That actually gets me very interested in this. I was expecting the same old Spider-Man PG-13-ish, kind of vibe, because that's what Insomniac does. But the fact that they're going full-ass violence with this, that initial shot where he just shoves his claws up through that guy's neck and they come out through his head like that the money shot of that whole thing, basically, hell yeah. Absolutely, I'm here for this now.
Yeah, we've kind of lost that in recent years, hey? Just that like over-the-top violence for the sake of violence. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I found that appealing too. And I have no connection with Wolverine. I've never watched a movie or show with Wolverine. But yeah, I don't know. I think I could get into this too.
You've never been into X-Men in any capacity? Like,
no, really? I've never seen an X-Men movie. Yeah, never watched the cartoon. Nothing.
Interesting. Okay.
I feel like they're on the right track for this. I just hope they don't chicken out and over the next year, because this is another one coming out next fall. And then we suddenly start seeing footage that's considerably more PG-13 than R.
What do you want to bet that for sure this Wolverine look is going to be a skin in Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls? For sure, right?
Well, it has to be.
I mean, it feels like it's the law at this point. It feels silly for me to even say that out loud.
It's just a matter of however long they feel like running the marketing machine, right? I don't know how any of this works now.
Yeah, I don't know when Tokon. I mean, I'm sure it's Tokon is like not as far off as next fall, but I mean, I don't know. Sony likes to have synergy with their other Marvel stuff, like having the in Marvel Rivals only on PlayStation, you can get the Sony Spider-Man skin in Marvel Rivals, so they like to do that stuff. So I would imagine, they can have that Wolverine in Marvel Rivals then, for sure.
Hey, Andre, how much was Sony Spider-Man?
It was free if you have PlayStation Plus. They just gave it to you, I think. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Yeah. Pretty good state of play. Wasn't amazing or anything, but definitely some good nuggets there. All right. Let's have big questions. I guess we have one big question. Rather, I should say this is almost three big questions mashed into one because things kept happening.
It just kept cascading into itself.
So, Steve, go ahead. Present.
I got good news, everyone. The prices for the new Xboxes are out. Oh, no, wait. New prices for the existing Xboxes were announced. It's the second price hike this year, everybody.
Yay.
Because starting today, the Series S is going to cost $399.99.
That's up $20, right?
Yeah, from $379.99. The Series X is going to cost $649.99 from $599.99.
Up $50.
And the 2 terabyte Series X is now going to cost $799.99 from $729.99.
Up $70, $80. God damn.
Now, unlike the previous increase, the games and accessories are untouched because between other outcries from that, they already backed down from that, and they're not trying that again anytime soon. But that didn't stop the ROG Ally from finally being available for pre-order, with the white 16 RAM one being $599.99, the black 24 gig RAM one being $999.99. Like, holy shit.
Let's just stop here. Let's just stop here. My head is spinning. I just want to say the sentence out loud. I am going to go online on Al Gore's internet and drop a G on a handheld. Isn't that crazy? I mean, not me, myself. I'm just saying that is what someone is going to do. Mm-hmm. Because they already sold out from the Xbox store online. That doesn't mean that these are going to sell massively. Those are just enthusiasts getting their first licks in. But like, imagine that. Imagine thinking that in your head, hey, I'm going to come home from work and I'm going to drop a G on an Xbox handheld. Kevin, what the fuck?
No, I have a hard time imagining that. That is not something that I imagine.
Well, hang on, because if we can just keep our heads aligned for just another second. Because earlier fucking today, because we just can't fucking stop, they just decided that Game Pass is going to go up in price to as high as $29.99 a month for Ultimate. What are we doing?
They're also from the lower tier. I forget how much that is now. They're taking Call of Duty away from that. You have to get Ultimate now to get Call of Duty in Game Pass.
That's right.
I just saw that before we started recording.
They tried fluffing up it a little bit by saying PC titles are going to be in all the tiers, but
so what? Like, man, I don't even know where to begin. I mean, Kevin has a look on his side. Like, you were in disbelief land right now. Like, I know you knew all this news. We weren't breaking it to you at the same time. Like, what the, okay. Let me start here. Maybe I'll try to condense this into something, right? A little nugget we can discuss, a morsel, if you will. Here's what I want to ask you guys. Yes, obviously, tariffs on general products and inflation are driving these consoles up. We understand that. That's for everybody. Like, when people freaked out, including myself, that like the Virtual Boy accessory for Switch was going to be $100. It seems like a lot, but when you think about today, it really doesn't seem like a lot, right? That doesn't make it good. I'm just saying that like that's where we're at. And so it doesn't surprise me. But at what point, guys, Kevin, do we say, these manufacturers say, hey, we need to actually sell hardware to people or we're not having a business anymore? At something's going to snap here. When is it going to snap?
I think last time we talked about this, we were not quite aligned, and maybe it's changed. I'm still of the line of thinking, like, I don't think we're going to see a next-gen Xbox. I don't really think that, like, core hardware is really part of their long-term plan anymore. So I don't know. It just doesn't seem like selling hardware is part of the business period to a degree anymore.
I'm still where I was before. I think, Steve, they have to have hardware because otherwise nothing they're doing makes any sense.
I don't know if it does because I didn't include this, right? Like a day after or a day or two after this news, well, the first part of the news broke, Costco just decided, hey, no more Xboxes.
Yep.
Get this shit the fuck out of here.
Yep.
I mean, other stores have been quietly doing that the whole time, but they loudly were, get this shit the fuck out of here.
You need to be on the shelf. I still believe that, guys. You need to be on the shelf at these places. You need the brand presence and awareness. I don't think you can just have Game Pass be what you are. You can't.
How do you market that hardware, though? I mean, and I don't just say this to be facetious, but how do you say, like, hey, do you want to buy this console that it's having all of its big games put on PlayStation? It just doesn't have the other games that are on PlayStation. You know, and like I just that marketing campaign of this is an Xbox, this is an Xbox, this is an Xbox. Like, how does that like inspire? You know, hey, that's like TV you just bought last year. That's an Xbox, but do you also want to buy an Xbox?
It's like what I said before. 2027 or 2028, Microsoft comes out the gate. Hey, here's our new Xbox. Here's Elder Scrolls 6. Here's Fallout 5. They will only be on Xbox. They will not be on PC. They will not be on anything else. You have to buy an Xbox if you want to play these. They're selling fucking consoles. At least they are in North America. That's all you got to do. This business is so fucking simple. You have the games. People will come buy it.
I agree. And I think that's, you know, a few years ago, that's what I would have assumed was going to happen. But I don't think like leading up to that plan, they start putting Microsoft Flight Simulator on PlayStation.
Yeah. It's a bad look. And also, like, okay, this isn't apples to apples, right? Because nothing will be. But like, you can't just charge everyone up the ass for Game Pass and say, fuck hardware. Because like, let's say Disney was like, hey, we're not releasing our movies in theaters anymore. You have to buy Disney Plus to watch all Disney stuff, and now it's $34.99 a month. Nobody's fucking doing that. I don't think anyone's doing that for like the new Halo or whatever either if they don't have an Xbox. And Halo doesn't mean what it used to mean, like, you know, in the marketplace, but that's neither here nor there. Whatever big thing they might have, they can do that. Okay, let's go back to the Bethesda stuff. If they say, okay, no more hardware. If you want to play Elder Scrolls and Fallout, the new ones, you have to buy Game Pass and play it on whatever the fuck you want. I don't think that like sells a video game, personally. I don't think that's attractive.
I agree.
So I think you need to have the hardware to back it up. And you need to say, hey, buy this box. And at these prices, at $800 at the most for the top tier Series X, no one's buying that fucking box, man. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know. What a weird place we're in. I just don't get it.
Hypothetically, say they did do that. You want to play Elder Scrolls, you want to play Fallout, you've got to buy the new Xbox. Like, how much confidence is there even where people are willing to make that investment at that time? Right. I think right now there has literally never been a moment in Xbox's entire history where there has been less of a reason to buy an Xbox. So if all of a sudden a year, 2 years from now, they're saying now we're going to give you a reason to buy an Xbox, like that's not doing it.
That's not doing it because I feel you're right, because I feel like Microsoft has like Dreamcasted themselves. The Dreamcast failed because of Sega's all their mistakes leading up to it. And the Dreamcast was great, but it paid the price for the 32X and the Saturn and all their other bullshit. That's why the Dreamcast sunk. It was never going to be successful no matter how good it was. And it was fucking great. And it didn't matter. And that's what I feel at this point the new Xbox might be. I don't think they're that dire, though, like Sega was at that time. I don't think things are that dire. I genuinely do think that if they made a new console and they really push that console, here are these things you could play only here on Xbox. I think that's attractive, and I think that will sell consoles again in North America. Anywhere else, well, Japan never buys Xbox anyway, right? But
do you actually think they're going to do that, given the trajectory that they're currently on? Like, do you think there's a chance of that happening?
No, I don't think they'll do that. I'm just saying it's possible. Like, if they wanted to do something about this, they could. I think that's what I'm trying to say. I do not, Steve, think they will do anything about this.
Well, like I keep bringing up, Xbox is like 10th or so of the things Microsoft does. They can leave all this tomorrow and Microsoft would be fine. They don't care about any of this and for long term. Andre, if they really did all of the things you just said, would you want an Xbox?
I definitely consider it, and I have not considered an Xbox since 360. That's the only Xbox I've ever had.
Because because of prices alone. I mean, to be fair to myself, I've only ever bought Nintendo systems at launch, but it's all these prices going up. If I'm definitely not getting a PlayStation 6 for these tariffed prices.
It's tough. Kevin, was it last episode or something? I think you were saying like it feels too early for PS6. I don't think we should be talking about this right now, etc. I'm like, yeah, it's time. Like it's been it's been about 5 years now. Like we're getting to talk about the next thing. But I didn't really consider prices, right? Because like, what would a PS6 cost now? Would that also be a G? We got to go pay $1,000 for a new console? I don't think. I mean, I'm not doing it.
Everything went up in price. Even the old Switches went up in price. I just don't know.
I don't know, man. Any significant like, how do I mean, fuck, a PS5 Pro is already what, like 700?
Maybe
probably more. Yeah, you're right. I get it. Like everything's expensive. At the same time, if you're behind in this marketplace, I don't think it's not even really the price because no one's buying an Xbox anyway. It's the optics of it. It's like we're going to just raise this again. Like it's like coming around the beginning. At some point, these manufacturers just have to say to themselves, do we want to sell these or not? I get where things are at, but at the same time, do you want to sell these? And you know what? Also, it's like I forget where I read this or heard this, but like the attach rate on PS5, Sony's selling a lot of consoles, PS5 consoles. Their attach rate is abysmal. Like, especially in Japan. By attach rate, I mean like software, like the amount of games people buy for their system. People are attributing this to like what they call forever games, like a Fortnite or a Marvel Rivals or something you just play, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, that is part of it. At the same time, this generation has been fucking weird. They just been behind the scenes cleaning up what Jim Ryan wrought over their thing. And like, they're going to have to spend the next console apologizing for that. They're barely getting on track here. When's the last time there's been a big Sony game? Spider-Man 2? Like, what has it been? Astrobot? And they didn't even, that feels like it won Game of the Year by accident, according to them.
I think COVID helped too, because there was a lot of, as you like to keep pointing out, how long did it take for actual PlayStation 5 games to arrive? We kept making games for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One as recently as, well, this year, really. I mean, if I want to scare Andre on chat, all I have to do is post the PlayStation 4 box of Jedi Survivor.
Ugh.
I mean, just saying.
I'm not saying that console. I mean, the PS2 hung around till like 2008. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying the consoles can't hang around.
Okay,
it's just that, like,
it wasn't hanging around making Resistance.
Yeah, I get it.
Or Lair.
Yeah, it's just that, like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I'm the average income, but I can't just go out there and buy a console that expensive lickety split. That's something I really got to think about. Shit. I mean, like, I had the budget for something like a Switch too, let alone a PS6.
Oh, I was only able to get that because I carefully planned for that in advance.
Yeah, man.
Fuck it. We just raised our subscription prices for Fine Time. We're all getting PlayStation 6s day one. YOLO.
Yep, that $0.00 is going to come in way handy. I'm sorry again, guys. We had to hike that up on you, but
Can't believe it looks like an empanada this time.
tastes like one too. I guess also, as far as like ROG Ally goes, right now, as of this recording, and I think it happens through October 6th, the original Steam Deck LCD that's 256 gig is like $320. And now I get it. That's not the same power as a ROG Ally X, and like at this point, a Switch 2 is more powerful than a Steam Deck, so I get it. At the same time, that doesn't fucking matter at some point. At some point, people are going to look at handheld PCs and like, I'm getting the one that's $700 cheaper.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You know? Like, at some point, the power does not matter.
Full disclosure, if I didn't have my sister's wedding the other week, I very almost bought one of those.
You'll get some great use out of that if you get one, for sure.
I mean, maybe if the tax refund is nice to me next, we'll see.
Ooh,
we'll see.
Ooh.
We'll see. We'll see.
Well, at that point, you should just go OLED for sure, baby. Let's be OLED bros.
Let's see if everything else doesn't beat my ass in first.
Okay.
When do you do, just real quick, when do you guys think Steam Deck 2 is going to be a thing?
That's a really good ass question. That's a really good question.
I feel like that can't be that far down the road.
Yeah, because how old is Steam Deck? From like 2020?
No, we were already doing this show when you did the Steam Deck.
Yeah, but it wasn't new. It wasn't new when I got one. That's for sure. Steam Deck LCD had been around for a hot minute. Okay, you know what? I'll look it up. You guys guess. When did Steam Deck come out?
2021.
2021? Kevin?
I would have said 2021 too, I think.
Survey says February 22. So we had just begun Fine Time, basically, when this thing came out, and I got one a couple years after that. But yeah, I don't know if I have any other more salient points about all this price stuff, but Jesus Christ, everybody. What is going on?
I'm pretty ready to just see Xbox die and go away, to be honest.
I don't know, man. I feel like we're seeing it, but yeah, I guess we'll see in the future if that does happen.
All right, Steve, strap in. I got a music topic. Are you ready?
I'm strapped in too, just in case.
Never mind. You can sit down. You can go have a nap if you want, Steve. I'll direct this question at you, Andre, for sensibilities.
Okay.
I was thinking the other day about. I remember a long time ago you talked about greatest hits albums and what your thoughts were on them. And I was curious what you think about live albums, just the album, not a DVD of concert footage, just a live album. Because honestly, I don't get it, and I've never really got it. I'm not saying that bands can't sound good, that there's not some just audible reason to listen to live music. But realistically, if I want that, I want to be watching the footage at the very least. And I was just kind of wondering where you felt on that, or if you think there's ever been a live album that sticks out where it was really this is what legitimizes it for me.
Yeah, I have bought live albums before. I had the Nirvana one. I forget what that's called.
The MTV Unplugged one?
No. Actually, that's going to, that brings me to my point. That's what I was going to say. I love MTV Unplugged because it's a different take on the material. I don't think I want to hear a band on stage live recorded like it's a concert. That's not really something I want to listen to. And that's for a couple reasons. One, I just again, I want to kind of be watching it just like you. I want to be seeing it if I want to hear something like that. Number two, I really like studio polish and trickery. I'm not one of those people who thinks seeing a band live is so much better. People feel that way. I don't feel that way. I'm not saying bands suck live or something or that it's worse. It's just that I really like that very spit polish, pristine, properly mixed sound you can only get in the studio. So I definitely don't necessarily always want to just sit around and listen to like live just because it is live.
Mm-hmm.
With that said, yeah, I have had a Nirvana one that was live, not the MTV Unplugged. Two of my favorite performances ever, no no surprise to you, are the two REM Unplugged, from the one from 91, the one from 2001. Those are fucking great. I love listening to those. Again, those are different takes. I also, yeah, it doesn't do a whole lot for me. And I was thinking like maybe that was because we're more of a, I know this is such a fucking cheesy phrase to say nowadays, but like MTV generation, where we just like, we saw music on TV and we saw bands perform a lot on TV. Or you know how like sometimes they would do like the live version of a song for like a music video. Hey, here's, Limp Bizkit at Woodstock 99 doing
Right.
whatever song or something like that. And that was like the music video, right? So we're just kind of used to shit like that. You know what I do like though? You know what I do like? Performances on like the Grammys or like the Oscars or something, where they're doing like just like a song or two and they really like, I think that shit's cool. What do you feel about that?
Yeah, you know what? Even like further to that point, I've seen some like really interesting musical performances on like late night TV show.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I used to always watch Conan O'Brien every night, and so I'd usually like catch the Jay Leno musical guest before Conan started. I remember seeing Korn on Jay Leno one time, and it was like that was one of the coolest like live performances I've ever seen. They had like these guys playing like giant like stand up drums in the back. It was a very like almost like a tribal sounding like orchestra they had going on. It was super cool. So just to see shit like that is really like special and unique.
Yeah, because you can put all that into, because like, okay, we're going to be on TV, we're going to do this one song, and you can put everything into that like one performance. Yeah, I think late night TV and like SNL are really like stuff that I remember a lot. Yeah. Oh my god, I introduced to quite a few bands because of SNL, to be honest. Like growing up, that I hadn't heard of before then. So yeah, I'm not completely anti-live music, but I think it's just like the concert format and the crowd noise and the whole, like, that just doesn't do anything for me as like a listening experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm totally with you. I think even like the MTV Unplugged thing, is that like, does that count as a live album? I don't know. It's
I
kind of its
suppose
own thing.
Does. I guess it does. But I like I said, it's such deliberately different takes on those songs that they're performing that I think it's, it's its own thing. Yes, it's live, but if they went in studio and did that, like here's our acoustic, hits record or something, that would be cool too. Bands have done that as well, so I think that's great. I know one of my favorites is Metric. They did that for, they had that album Fantasies, and then like the next year they did like a 5-song EP of like acoustic versions of like 5 songs from Fantasies, which is like great. I love that shit. So, but yeah, we are aligned on this. I remember I had the 311 live album from like 1998, and it was really weird because they record their shit, like all the tracks directly to like a tracking machine. So it sounds like they're playing live in the studio with like a little bit of crowd noise. It almost sounds fake because of the way they record it so good. And it's recorded almost too good. Like in a way. I almost wish it sounded shittier like some other live albums, just because it's like, if you're gonna listen to that, you want all the shitty crowd noise and drowning out stuff or whatever. I think that's like what people like. But
so then rather than a good live album, it just sounds like kind of like a shitty studio album.
Yeah, it sounds like a shitty studio album where they just did like live takes of everything and then piped in some fake crowd noise or something. But yeah, we're aligned on that.
Okay,
that's it. It's interesting. I thought you would be more of a live album person. Like if I were to guess.
Yeah, I think like I love going on YouTube and watching concert footage, or like especially like a pro shot, like DVD of concert footage. I think that's fucking awesome. I like that. But like just to listen to live music is generally I liked what you said about like that they're. I also like the like heavily produced. Like there's a reason they do those albums the way they do in the studio. Right. That's not like just because it wasn't like spur of the moment art. doesn't mean that that wasn't like the artistic vision how they wanted it to sound. It just means that they like had the opportunity and tools to like polish it into what that vision was.
Yeah. And there's all sorts of bands that, you know, do all sorts of layering and guitar stacking, and they get a certain sound that you can only get in the studio. You know, you can't do that live. So, yeah, we're aligned on that. Okay, I think that's about it. I'm going to go to the store and get more Oreos. Them shits were so good. Kevin, I hope you find them someday.
I hope so too.
And Steve, thank you for being here. I hope we can up your pay next week to the $0.00 so you can continue to be with us.
I hope you can too.
Yeah, I hope so. Thank you.
Is that
very
taxable or what's the deal with that?
I don't think so. I think it's under the amount. Well, in the U.S., it's like if you only earn, you know, X amount of dollars, you don't have to do your taxes because it doesn't fucking matter. I think we'll come
$0.00 falls under that threshold.
Yeah, I feel like we'll come under that. Yeah, for sure. Okay. Let's get the fuck out of here. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Check the description of this podcast to find our names on social media and our links to our almost said links to our social services. That's not what I meant to say. Anyway, bye.
Fine Time, broadcasting worldwide.